Hello everybody, welcome to the assignment clarification video for the week of May 4th through May 8th. Daily do nows, if they're posted Wednesday through Friday of this week, be sure to respond accordingly. Choose the correct answer. It does carry more points than an incorrect answer. This week's focus is Romeo and Juliet Act 5. Live streaming will happen next at 9:30 Wednesday. Please arrive by 9:33 to be admitted into the room. Definitely use your real name. It has to be identifiable or you will not be admitted. There will be no other access code provided. This is the access code here for you to join the live streaming. You are required to read Act 5 from the modern version of the text posted in EDSB. This begins on page 82. Listen. This week in the Act 5 viewing, so many scenes are missing. So many scenes are missing. Guys, I strongly advise that you go to YouTube, find a summary of Act 5, scenes 1, 2, and 3, so that you can see all that's missing. Missing scenes. Romeo doesn't kill Paris in the live streaming. Romeo doesn't stop by the apothecary to buy poison. There's so many missing scenes. So I'm probably going to use the missing scenes as questions for the check-in this week. So be sure to read the text or read Spark Notes, or definitely just check out these summary videos to help you guys out. All right. Your assignment this week is the Romeo and Juliet Act 5 class discussion, and it will be open later today. Since I've already shown one live stream, I'm going to go ahead and open it. It will be in Schoology. You open the Romeo and Juliet folder, open Romeo and Juliet class discussion, and you respond there. So let's go ahead and talk about how you need to respond. First of all, just like when we sit in a circle in class to have a discussion, you receive 70 points for your first comment, and then you receive 3 to 5 points for each additional comment. So 70 points for your first comment. It has to be at least 80 words. It must include a textual reference and MLA citation. Okay, so you want your first comment to contain 80 words. You do need support from the text and explain what that means, why it matters. And of course, you want to use parenthetical MLA citation in your answer. So you'll choose one of the discussion prompts to contribute your initial thoughts in at least 80 words. And you have to support it with, it's just like doing a dialectical journal entry, guys. Your first comment will look like a dialectical journal entry, except you're just writing it out in paragraph form. So just for anybody who needs a visual, all you're doing is you're addressing one of the prompts, you're introducing evidence to support, you're explaining what that evidence means and why it's important. And it's 80 words, okay? Your 3 to 5 points for your additional comments. Let's take a look at that. At this point, it is a test grade. There will be no Romeo and Juliet dialectical journal. You'll receive, for your first, it has to be 80 words for 70 points. So if you don't respond to anyone else, if you don't do anything else, you'll receive 70 points, okay? So you determine your point value, but you can't get points for commenting to your peers if you don't at first make an initial comment. So when I go to grade it, the first thing I'm going to do is see, did you make an initial comment first? So you don't just start racking up 3 to 5 points for commenting on peers. You have to begin with 70 points, and then you receive 3 to 5 points from there. Assert your opinion, offer textual evidence, explain. This is a dialectical journal entry for the most part. Now, be very careful. You have to have 50-word responses every time you try to go get 3 to 5 points. Well, what's the difference between 3 to 5 points? Well, 3 points is if you respond to a peer in 50 words and you don't use the textual reference. 5 points is if you respond to a peer in 50 words, you use a textual reference with MLA citation. And the MLA citation doesn't count towards your points, okay? I mean your word count, just your actual response. So again, 70 points for your initial comment. You cannot get points unless you have an initial comment. It has to be at least 80 words. Use word count, type it in a Word document, paste it over in Schoology, because I actually count. And then that's when you see the message in Edsby, incomplete, missing word count. So make sure you do everything correctly. You'll assert your opinion, offer the textual reference, no more than 15 words. Okay, use the ellipsis, ... to help you. And your citation, the MLA citation, doesn't contribute to the word count. Tell what that quote means, how it proves your position, and do that in at least 50 words. So 25 for mean, 25 for matter, something like that to help you guys out. And again, respond to as little as many peers as you want. You're determining your grade. So if you only do an initial post, you will receive 70 points for a test grade. You can go as high as 120 points. This will be an amazing opportunity to receive extra credit. Okay. Now, what's really important, do not be the fourth responder. So let's say Jonathan, he submits his 80-word post, and then 3 students have already commented. Do not be the fourth person. Go to another post. First come, first serve. That's just how it's going to be. First come, first serve. You definitely want to get in there and respond. Now, I am leaving this, where is it? For Friday, May 8th. You want to make, in order to be fair to your peers, you should have your first response done by Wednesday. Okay? So your first response should be completed by Wednesday. Let's put on here, first response by 3:40 Wednesday. Oops. This will give your peers an opportunity to respond. If everybody's doing their first response on Friday, then there are some students who are on top of their game and they're sitting all week waiting to have an opportunity. If I see that you have submitted your first response by Wednesday, and there are not enough people to respond, they haven't submitted their first response by Wednesday, I'm not going to penalize you. I'm probably going to go ahead and send you a message privately and tell you you have received such and such points for the assignment, but it won't be a 70. You definitely will receive an A. No later than Thursday. So if I see you've made your first post and you're waiting for classmates, Wednesday, probably Thursday, you'll receive an email by me, and I'm going to take care of you. I'm not going to let you sit around and worry and wait for somebody to post at the last minute. Okay. Now, those of you who choose to wait till the last minute, I cannot buffer your grade. Okay. So if you wait until Friday to do your last post, your first post, and then there are not enough people, I can't buffer your grade. But for those of you who post by Wednesday, I will monitor by Thursday and let you know whether or not you're going to go ahead and receive an automatic 120 since you're waiting now. Definitely, you want to go in, keep refreshing the page because it won't show up when you're in Schoology. Refresh your page and it will show new comments. But probably by the end of class Thursday, end of the day, 3:40 Thursday, go back in and check so that you can at least respond to who's there. And that's when I will send you a message if I need to, if there haven't been enough people. Okay, let's take a look more at this assignment. Will I automatically receive points for anything I write? You want to make sure you meet the grading criteria. It will be incomplete if you leave a dot out of the MLA citation, it is going to come back to you. If you don't answer with textual references, use quotation marks, the word count, incomplete sentences. When you're responding to your peers, write incomplete sentences, okay? Show that you have a command of spelling. I will delete it. If it's wrong, I'll delete it. I'll send you a message in Edsby. I deleted your post. There was an error. So I don't want to have to do that. Check your stuff, double check and edit anything. Here are the topics that you're allowed to discuss. So you'll answer one of these as your first post and you will submit evidence from the text to support it. You'll explain what it means, why it's important to proving your position, and that's your 80 words, okay? So let's see. This is really important. Make sure you are not the fourth responder to any post. It will be deleted. You'll receive no credit. All right, so let's go back to this assignment sheet. That's due Friday, May 8th. You do want to aim to make your first response by Wednesday. The Romeo and Juliet I Am Poem slideshow. So let me just read this to you using the I Am Poem template that's below. You'll create a slideshow to write a poem from the point of view of one of the characters. You can receive extra credit if you don't choose Romeo and Juliet. It is okay to choose Romeo and Juliet, but I'm looking for you to dig out a minor character, okay? You will upload this assignment to turnitin.com. Make sure you save it as .pdf or .pptx, and you have until Monday, May 11th to complete this. 80% of the grade depends on the accuracy of your character description as it aligns with details revealed in the text. You don't have to cite text, but you do need to make sure that the information you share reveals your knowledge of these characters. Only one slide per characteristic. I'm going to show the variations so you can actually change it up. I'll show you some examples. Your introductory slide must include the character's name and your name, and each slide must contain a heading and visual representation. So let me show you some examples here. Here we have title slide, I Am Poem. Here's the character, the nurse. Here's my name. You'd include your name, your class period. Here's one way to set it up. I put I am want. I want, and you have, this is, you would fill it in. We can go dot, dot, dot as the heading. Oh, this would be capital since it's a heading. I want Juliet to marry Paris. Here's an image. We have here, why do I didn't change the, all right. I want Juliet to marry Paris. So here we have heading and a larger picture. Notice here we have I want, and we just have the rest of the sentence here, and there's an image. I am the nurse as a heading. You can use it as a heading instead of the I want. And then I am the nurse, and then 2 lines. I touch the church bell singing. I worry that Romeo will break Juliet's heart. Now, notice here when it says I touch, it has to be something imaginary, something that you actually can't touch. You can't actually touch church bells ringing, but just it reminds of a wedding, okay? So something she actually wants to touch. So notice how you can set it up having the character's name on each slide, and then you can have it set up like this, and I am the nurse, but you can just have one characteristic. You can have I am the nurse, and then you can have it set up what it is that she wants, or you can divide it into 2 separate slides, okay? But each description does need an image, however you decide to divide it, okay? If you need me to clarify that, let me know. But these are all of the characteristics. Make sure you pay very careful attention to what it says in the parentheses. And here is an example, okay, so that you can see an example of the I am poem there. And make sure you're writing from the character of your perspective of one of your characters. All right. And I believe that is it for your daily homework. There's nothing to turn in for your April book. Just continue to read. You're reading pages 140 to 168 this week. No days off. Today, Tuesday, May 5th, is day 21 of 30. And we probably aren't going to have a dialectical journal for your April book. There is going to be a 100-word analysis paper. It's going to be a pretty tough paper that's tentatively to be assigned next week. If you are exempt from the assignment, some of you will be, I will contact you, or if you think you are someone who's exempt, it's okay if you send me a message and say, Ms. Hightower, am I completing this assignment? So I'll let you know. You do have to have certain criteria in order to be exempt, but I will reach out to you next week to let you know if you're completing the paper, or you can reach out to me next week. That's it. I do want to note that on the original document for the class discussion, I had an error May 1st. Notice the change. It is May 8th. So notice the change in the due dates. Also, save your document. For example, you can do file when you're saving it as a PPTX or PDF. So when you're saving your document, make sure you save it accordingly and upload it to turnitin.com. And you always want to make sure you have a heading on your work, anything that requires you to turn in. If you have any other questions, send a message in It's B.